Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are watching this. So, welcome to my little video on how to make some basic raw chocolate. I've got a couple of aprons that two lovely friends have bought me. Actually, one of my lovely friends made me my other apron, but today I'm wearing my anti-melt apron because last time I made chocolate, I took it to her house. So, what are we doing today? Well, I'm going to show you an introduction to how to make your own chocolate at home, and it's super easy. It literally takes a few minutes, and it's just much better for you. Much better for you. It's got really good ingredients in it. You can add lots of different flavours. I'm going to show you a few today, but it's once you get the basic recipe, it's up to you to just experiment with it. Just see how you go. Cacao itself. So we've got our organic cacao powder and cacao butter. It's actually really good for you. It's got lots and lots of antioxidants in it, so it's nothing to be scared of. The stuff that's not so good is all the milky sugars that go in things like dairy milk and all that kind of stuff, and all the other preservatives and whatever. So this is much healthier chocolate. Yes, we're going to be using maple syrup. So that is, it is a sweetener, it is a sugar, but it's more natural. And when you see how much we make, it's only a little bit that you're actually having in anyway. And these are brilliant to have maybe, you know, if you just want a little taste of something. It does taste of chocolate, but it doesn't taste of like dairy milk, it doesn't taste of really dark chocolate. It's got its own kind of taste, but it's really nice, okay? Over the years, I've experimented with lots of different flavours, and I'm still experimenting. I was up in Scotland in May, and I found myself, Dad and I found ourselves in a baking supplies shop, and they had these amazing flavours, which I brought back some to try. Sadly, watermelon smells a bit like sick. Not tried that yet. So, it's really easy to make. There's lots of different ways you can make it. Some people make it with coconut oil and cacao powder. You can Google millions and millions of recipes. I've been to a few different workshops, a few different trainings, and I like to make things simple. Like you know, my 14-day program, I like to keep everything simple. So I just go the easy way, all right? So there are lots and lots, how many times have I said so? Crikey. There are lots of different ways to make it. There are lots of different flavours you can have. There's lots of different shapes you can have. I mean, I've got lots of different little moulds. This, up until 10 minutes ago, was a big one. And I was thinking about what shape, I like certain flavours and certain shapes. And I was thinking that it's a bit of a pain because you only get so many of that one flavour. Because I like my flavours to all be, you know, I like that flavour to be all the same shape and that flavour to be all the same shape. So I just cut it. I find these silicone ones the easiest because there's no faffing around, you just flip them in and out. One thing you need to know about this type of chocolate is because there's no preservatives in it, there'll be mild preservatives in in the main ingredients, but we don't add anything else in, no additives. So you need to keep it in the fridge or the freezer, okay? Either is absolutely fine, and you need to keep it covered. If you don't keep it covered, you'll lose the flavour. Okay, this can last forever. I tend to find that the flavour starts to diminish a bit, maybe after about a week, alright? But keep it covered, keep it in the fridge, keep it in the freezer. You'll notice that when you take out, if you're giving them to people, they'll be fine for a little while and then they might start to soften a little bit. But at the end of the day, it's much healthier. You'll also find with these that you won't need as many as if maybe you've a bit of a dairy milk thing going on or a crunchy or whatever it is. You know, you won't need as many of these. These will satisfy that craving far more than your other, you know, some more milkier chocolates. So, shall we just get started? So, what I'm going to use is I'm going to use cacao butter. Now, I like this one. Let me show you. In fact, turn it around. Let me show you. Okay, so these, if you can see that. You sometimes buy them in blocks, or you sometimes buy them like these. I get these in my local health food shop. You can also order them online. Okay, we're also using organic cacao powder. That's just out of Grape Tree, one of those health food shops. And my, I normally get my organic one. I haven't got the organic one today, but my pure Canadian maple syrup. Don't get the syrup that is a mixture. You can get some that has a mixture of maple and something else. It's rubbish. It's full of junk, and it's we don't want that. Okay, so we're going to be making. What am I going to make? We're going to make a few different flavours just to give you an idea of what you can do. I'm going to be making some plain lollies. So I've just got these. These are great for, well, kids or adults. Okay, we're going to be making some plain ones of those. We're going to be making some minty ones, crispy minty, a little bit like, and I like the triangles because it reminds me of Quality Street, my own Quality Street. In my little jar, I have quinoa, black quinoa, that was cooked normally. It was left over, so I then put it in the oven and it crisps up. I like to put that with mint, the whole Quality Street thing going. And I'm going to be putting in some mint essential oil. With your essential oils, I've got some food flavourings and I've got some essential oils. Make sure that they're edible, okay? I mean, I know you're only using a tiny bit. doTERRA are edible. They're very good. I don't distribute them, but they're very good. They're edible, blah, blah, blah. Okay? So, what else was I going to tell you? We're also going to make, sometimes I make just like a block, you know, because it's quite nice sometimes just to either give someone or take it to someone. And so in here, we're going to be putting some goji berries, and I think we're going to I'm going to put champagne with that. And I'm also going to show you my peanut butter one. Okay, my peanut butter one is my son's favourite. So we're going to put a little tiny bit of chocolate at the bottom, then some good peanut butter. That's going to go in, each stage goes in the freezer. So I'll do that first because it doesn't take long, and then it comes out like a mini Reese's Pieces type thing. So there's loads and loads of things you can do. Alright, so we're just going to get started and just go with it. You will be receiving the basic recipe as a PDF. If for any reason you haven't got it, please let me know. For every 50 grams of the cacao butter, you have 2 tablespoons of maple syrup and 2 tablespoons of cacao powder. Okay? These bags are 100 grams, so I tend to do a lot. And I'm not quite sure, I haven't quite worked out how many of each I'm doing, so I might end up making another batch. So this is going to go into my microwave. Okay, you can do it in a glass bowl over a pot of boiling water. It's probably a bit healthier for you as opposed to using microwave, but just for the purpose of this video, I'm sticking it in there because it's quicker. Okay, 2 seconds. Okie dokie, so that just takes a couple of minutes to melt. You give it a little stir and you bring it back. What I tend to do is I tend to do my plain ones first. So as I say, I'm going to be doing the peanut butter. I'm also going to be doing the stars. So I make my peanut butter here. And what I find, I love these silicone ones. They can be a bit fiddly when you go to put them in your freezer. Or fridgy freezer. I stick them in the freezer because everybody always tends to want them as quickly as possible. So what I quite often do is put my chopping board in the freezer. So stick these on your chopping board. Get these out of the way. Before you start to put the chocolate in. Okay, I love these little spoons as well. I love all these. Okay, so we're going to be doing chocolate, peanut butter chocolate, and just plain with the sticks. So we're going to put the melted chocolate in here. I'm going to pop the stick in, jobbed up. I need a sieve. That's what I need. Okay, sieve is here. I'm just going to give my stuff a little stir. Okay, so that's just going to take another couple of minutes. The other thing I've got here, which is a bit random, is my spice rack. Okay, the reason I have my spice rack, not because I'm going to make basil chocolate, but some people do, don't they? Orange and rosemary, that sort of thing. I'm going to be using. Where is it? It's not actually in there. No, we can put it that way. No, it doesn't matter. I won't use that today. I'll just tell you. Something like chocolate. I don't know if you've ever made mac and cheese. When I was a kid, my mum used to always put a little bit of mustard in, and I used to be really confused and go, I do like mustard. something like that lifts the cheese flavour, right? And it's the same with chocolate. If you add a little bit of salt, if you add a little bit of chilli, it lifts the flavour, okay? A little bit of vanilla as well. Actually, where is the vanilla? This will be like the thing if we've run out of vanilla. It's not here. Let me just check if it's somewhere else. Hang on. Excellent, no vanilla. It doesn't matter, it really doesn't matter. To your basic recipe, you can just add just a little bit of vanilla. You'll see it on the recipe, and that just gives it that more kind of, sort of vanilla-y type flavour. But no, we haven't got any. Not all the chocolates turn out right all the time. If you put too much oily flavour in, or sometimes that's a salted caramel, really nice flavour. But sometimes if you put too much in, it makes the texture a little bit more watery. So don't panic if they don't all work. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Most of the time they do. Most of the time they do. Right, let's see if this is done. Okay, here we go. So as you can see, that has turned into a bit of a disgusting coloured liquid. Alright, that is your melted cacao butter buttons. So we want some tablespoons of this. Now, with my basic recipe, you can always try something a little bit different. If you like, experiment with stuff. Don't be afraid to experiment. You might like more cacao powder. You might like it a little bit sweeter. Just give things a try. But my basic recipe is for every 50 grams of cacao butter, you put in two tablespoons of cacao powder. Now please don't get mixed up with cocoa powder, okay? We want cacao powder, different vowel. Right. We also want our maple syrup, so same amount of maple syrup to cacao powder. So don't panic at the amount of syrup you're putting in, and although at the moment it doesn't look much in that jug, it makes a lot of chocolates, it really does. Okay. Let's go. So let's just give this a mix up. I think actually I'm going to have to make 2 batches. Let's not worry about that then, shall we? Okay, so we said we're going to do the plain ones first. So I'm going to pour a teeny tiny bit. Let's get our stars. You can pick up these moulds in Lakeland or lots of different places now. You can sometimes get them in, well, you'll get them in cooking shops, but you can also get them in some supermarkets now. You can use an ice mould, but it sometimes is a little bit harder to get out. So let's just squish the sticks in. Let's just pop that in. These aren't the original sticks that came with the mould, like everything. They've disappeared in this house. So let's just push these in. Need to add a little bit of extra chocolate just on top. So let's just add a tiny bit on top just to keep that sticking. Just talk amongst yourselves. Okay, so that's done. Right, that's ready to go in the freezer. So I'm going to do my little Reese's mini ones. So we put a teeny tiny bit of chocolate in the bottom. So if you can imagine about a third, right? So these are, it's quite tricky to see. I'd really like, I put too much in that one. I would really like some clear ones of these. That would be great. Cameron loves these. But I've put a little bit extra. And so I'm just going to whoosh it down a wee bit. So you literally need just a wee bit because you're going to then be putting peanut butter on top when it has settled a little bit. Okay, so these ones are the first ones to go in the freezer. Let's put them in. Okay, so those are the first ones in. So the sticks will take a little bit longer, but the peanut butter ones, they won't take long at all because there is not much going on there. So let's go for another flavour. So we'll pop some in this bowl. And let us go for Becky's favourite, which is tangerine and lime. So we literally put, I've got that much chocolate in, you'll see in the recipe, literally put just a couple drops of each. If you know someone that does doTERRA, it's quite useful to have a chat with them and see about mixing flavours, and different oils do different things. There's some really good ones for, you know, sort of women's health and you know, relaxing and blah 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 blah. So have a chat to a doTERRA person. See, I'm not one. I do know a couple if you want me to put you in touch. Yep, we like that. Oh, actually a wee bit strong. So if you find your flavours a wee bit strong, just add another wee bit of chocolate. Okay? And we're going to put these in the flowers because Becky bought me that one and this is her favourite flavour. So you just pop it in. You see how simple it is? It's really, really simple. And sometimes, you know, they'll go a wee bit funny, but the majority of the time, works a treat. And it is so easy, kids can do it, and you're making your own chocolate. So the only thing to remember is that it does melt quite quickly because there's no additives or preservatives and it's not tempered. I haven't actually done the whole chocolate tempering thing. That's it. That's all you're doing. And if you've got a little taste that you need, they're always there on hand. So that one's done. This one is in a slightly sturdier thing, so that one can go straight in. Obviously when they're in the freezer, you want to try and get them as flat as possible, so you don't have wonky chocolates. But at the end of the day, nobody's perfect, are they? Right, what else are we going to do? I've done the lollies, I've done that one, I've done that one, I'm in the middle of doing that one. We wanted some mint and we wanted some plain. So, I think I'm going to put in here, so this is just a loaf tin, nothing special about it at all. I'm going to put in a couple of drops of the champagne. So this I got, it's a shop up in Scotland, but they do stuff online. It's quite nice. Just do one wee bit. These ones, flavourings aren't quite as strong as the oils. The oil's going to give you a much stronger flavour. Nice. Okay, so I'm literally just going to pour this in. Nothing fancy here. Hang on, I managed to get my fingers all mixed up. So this is going to come out a little bit like a block, and then, you know, you can wrap that up in baking paper or something if you want. Give it to someone as a present, something like that. I like it as nice and thin. And with this one, I'm going to put some goji berries on the top. So champagne and goji berries. I think that's quite a nice mix. But literally, do whatever you want. Okay with whatever. Remember, everybody's got their own flavours as well. Everybody likes different things. Just give it a try. Goji berries are good for you. You can put in nuts, you can put in some seeds, and that can just go in the freezer straight like that. Job done. There we go. There's another one. Right, I'm going to make a little bit more because I'm done with that now. I'm going to make a little bit more because I want to show you the mint one. So let's make another, I'm going to make another half batch. Oh, let's make another full batch, shall we? throwback. Okay. Do it all. Do it all. Okay, so let's clear it up a wee bit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do some mint and some crispy quinoa. I'm going to get this one back out in a second. I'm filling with the goji-gojis. Yeah, I think I'm good with those flavours today. Or we might do a little bit of orange. Let's see. Let's see. So you can just play with it. It's just such fun. Such fun. So, I want my mint ones, which are here. And that sounds good to go. Right, so we're just waiting on that now. Have I got anything else to tell you? I'm not sure I've got anything else to tell you. Actually, let's do the peanut butters. So although they've only been in 5 minutes, they've set a little bit. So we just want you don't need a lot of peanut butter because if you think about it, it's a tiny little chocolate. It's a tiny little chocolate. Yeah. And you still need to leave space for chocolate on top. Okay? Should we speed this bit up? I'm just pushing it around just so that it's spread completely over the bottom layer of chocolate. If you've got too much in one, just move it into another one. Okay, so this goes back in the freezer again. Just for a little bit. Right, that chocolate is nearly ready. So we will need to keep some plain because we'll need the plain to put on top of the peanut butter. We're going to have the crispy mint and forgot already. Did I say some orange? I think I said some orange. So let's get rid of peanut jar. Spoons. Right, because I'm using a bit of a glass bowl, it's got hot. Not quite melted, but we can just give it a stir and it will do the last bit. Are you making this with me? I'm just watching. Another flavour that's quite nice is that salted caramel. Or you can make your own. You could put a little bit of, coconut flavour and a little bit of, Himalayan salt, something like that. See how you go. Right, back to here. So just the same recipe. 1, 2, 3. See, I'm not massively careful with what I'm doing. I do make a big mess. Now this stuff, one thing for you to know is it takes a little bit to get it off the counter. Okay, so it's not quite as easy to clean. It's still easy enough. But one wipe doesn't quite cut it. Okay. So this is our basic recipe. You could add a little bit of salt, you could add a little bit of chili powder, you could add a bit of vanilla. And that can still be a basic recipe. I'm going basic, just for the purpose of this. So we just give it a little whisk up. It doesn't take long. Oh, it smells amazing. I actually love this. I prefer these chocolates now to other ones. So we need to keep some plain. I'll keep in the bowl. What we're going to do, we're going to do some mint. So let's do some mint. Let's pour a little bit in the bowl. Okay. Now I've got some mint oil here. You can have spearmint, you can have peppermint, you can have mint essence. drop everything on the floor. Good taste. Nice. So, this is my crispy quinoa. I'm literally just going to put some in, give it a mix up, and it's just a bit like a quality street. Crispy triangle. And because of that, I like to put it in my triangle moulds. Now we're going down to see some friends tomorrow, and I'm going to take some of this chocolate to them. People love to receive something like this. Although you just have to watch with the melting thing, people really love something that's different, that you've made, that tastes yummy. So it's quite a nice sort of little liquid addict. Okay, they are done. So, here's a crispy mince. We didn't quite get enough to fill the little tray. Doesn't matter. Right, let us do a little bit of orange. Don't any other flavours. I think I'm going to stick with orange. Lemon. I don't really think lemon chocolate works for some reason. So let's pop some more in there. Another spoon. You go through quite a lot of spoons when you do lots of different flavours. So I've just got a Valentine orange. So this isn't an oil, this is an essence. So you just need to watch the amount of liquid you're putting in, because that can change the consistency. And sometimes when you pop it out, it's a little bit soggy on the top. A teeny tiny bit more. That's nice. Okay, so we're going to have these half dome things as our orange. There's a bit of peanut butter in that last one, so I'm avoiding that one. And you know, you can stick anything in them really, can't you? You can stick, oh god, I don't know. I did try to put a raspberry in it once, didn't quite work, so if you're going to do that, better to go with the dried fruits. Okay, there we are, we're done with that one. So then we're going to come back to the peanut butter. So I'm going to leave these for a second. So although this hasn't, it's not, this peanut butter doesn't freeze, but it's enough to put some more chocolate on top. I'm out of spoons. So we go back to our plane and we just pop it on top. Perfect. That can go back in the freezer. Okay, so actually because I've got quite a bit left, I'm going to do a couple extra mint ones, just to fill up those last two squares. So a little bit of chia, not chia, a little bit of mint, mixy mix, that's strong that mint can smell, and then into my final two triangles. Maybe I'll do the same with the orange actually. Here we go. So I'll do the same with orange, just a couple of extra bits, and then I'll just make some plain ones. Where'd the orange go? Here. Okay, that's what you don't do. So that might not turn out as grapply as it should. Always pour onto your spoon first. Oopsie, it's always good to show you what not to do, isn't it? I'm going to clean that bit of peanut butter out of this one. Look at the mess I've made. I'm sure your house will be much tidier when you do your making than mine. Perfect. Okay, so that's done. That is done. I've got an itchy nose now. So we've got some plain left. So this is quite a nice little, what do we call it? Mould, because it's just little tiny tabs. So if you just want a little tiny bit of chalk, this is good for you. So we're just going to go plain. Pull that over. All the way down, just smooth it out. And we're done. So look at how many chocolates we've got. Think of how many I've already put in the freezer. We've got the bar, we've got the peanut butter ones, we've got the block of champagne and goji berry, and all of these out here. So that's loads of chocolates. So some people go, oh my god, it's really expensive. It's not really. Not when you count how much you get them. Okay, let's just get that. Okay, excuse my voice. So, we're done with our making. I'm going to put the... oh my goodness. I'm going to put the rest of these in the freezer, and then in about 20 minutes time they'll be ready. I'm going to bring them back, I'm going to put the video back on, and I'll show you what they're like. Okay, see you soon. Okay, so we're back. So I literally cleared up and we are ready to rock. Let me get them out of the freezer. Let's have a look. Okay, so where should we start? Let's start with these. So just gently, if they break, don't worry, don't panic. Like that one. Still a good little one. Let's put it there, shall we? Just trying to pull away the edge. Not quite getting all the corners, but hey ho. Hey ho, I'm sure you can do better than me. Any kid's still gonna like that. As is an adult, to be honest. Oh, look, there's a good one. So this chocolate is a little bit more delicate than normal chocolate. So we've got our stars. Perfect. What else have we got? Let's go for our triangles. They are perfection. Look at that. Okay, so they're our minty ones. We're a little tight. Now we've still got the crunch of crispy quinoa. I'll leave them in. That's really good. Really, really good. Here's our orangey balls. And look, they're shiny. The shine does fade. Don't panic. But look, beautiful. Beautiful little chocolates. Now you could wrap them up individually, or put them in little bags. You just need to cover them and keep them in the fridge. We've got our hearts, not our hearts, our flowers. This one's always a little bit harder to get out. Actually, I'm going to leave them in just a wee bit longer. Look, isn't it pretty? So I'll put these ones there. So I've probably pulled them out a little bit too early. I'm going to put that back in. Just taste it. That was our lime and tangerine. Really nice. Okay, here's our big block. We can literally, this will break. Don't worry about it though. Look at that. See, now isn't that pretty? You can just wrap that up. Probably breaking because I'm doing it quickly to show you. Because you've probably heard enough of me. This was a champagne one. And it's good to taste. That's quite a different flavour. That's nice. I'll pop it in there for now. And let me just show you the peanut butter one. And then we can go. So, our turn it around to show you. Peanut butter doesn't freeze, but it's still really yummy. So these can be in the fridge a little bit longer. If you like peanut butter, you're going to love these. Okay? So, they don't normally melt that quickly. It's just because I've pulled them out a little bit early. Because I was too excited. So I'm going to pop them back in for another 10 minutes, but I just wanted to show you. I mean, they're so nice. Give them a try. Try different flavours and let me know how you get on. It's really fun. Kids can do it. It takes no time at all. End of. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you've got any questions, do let me know. And just enjoy making your chocolate. I think it's much healthier for you and your family. I mean, how many bits have I had there? 4. And I'm like, that's done. That's given me a big cacao hit. So you don't overeat these. You really don't. Okay, I shall see you another time. Bye.